In this episode of the Ventura County Real Estate Show, I'm going to give you what I think are the top 5 ways to invest in real estate. Stick around. My name is Andres. This is the Ventura County Real Estate Show. I'm a real estate agent here in Ventura County. On this channel, I give out information about buying and selling your own home, investing in real estate, and becoming a realtor, and the experiences I have doing that. So in this episode, 5 ways to invest in real estate. Number 1, probably the most hands-off way to invest in real estate are REITs, R-E-I-T, Real Estate Investment Trust. This is basically like a stock or mutual fund, or what it is a company wants to do all the dirty work. They want to go out and look for homes to invest in. What they need, like everyone needs, is money to do so. So you are an investor in this fund where they collect money from a lot of people, and they go out and they build something, right? Commercial, residential, right? Apartments. So they need money to do that. So you basically give them money and you wait to see what happens to the property. And because it appreciates in value like all real estate does, then at some point, depending on what the terms are, you can then, you hold on to it, you can sell it, you can, work it as any other stock purchase, and you're totally hands off. Now, your return, because you're only buying a small portion, depending on how large of a portion you buy, how many shares or whatever, however they structure it, your return won't be as big as if, say, you were the person making the apartment building and putting people in it and all that stuff, right? But it is hands off, and you just wait to see what happens. And you can look up, REITs on the stock market, and you can invest in them as you would any other form of investment in the stock market. So look out for another episode of where I go more in depth on all these topics. This is like an overview video. All these topics are going to get their own videos later on. So crowdfunding, we've all heard about them on we look at YouTube videos or you listen to podcasts. They are not REITs. So you're not investing in a project, right? You're crowdfunding the purchase of home or homes. So it's like if you were to get, you yourself were to get partners to invest in a real estate property. You do that, but the company handles all the money and what happens to the funds when whatever the outcome is that you agree to happen. So you can probably purchase some smaller portion than if you would a REIT. So it's you give money, and you anonymously, you don't know where the property is, you don't know what kind of property it is, right? You just know that you're giving these people money, less formal. So it's not on the stock market. It's you give it to this site, and they go out and they buy these properties, homes, multifamily or apartments. And then at the end of a certain amount of time, you then get a return on your investment. Another keep your hands clean type of real estate investing. So your portion or your profit is commensurate on how much money you invest or give the crowdfunding site for this real estate transaction. So that's crowdfunding. And little REITs, crowdfunding, sort of similar. One's been around a lot longer than the other. One is basically taking, a lot of people make like real estate investing clubs. If you look behind me on my whiteboard here, I'm going to start a investing club online to help people start investing and looking into things like this. So keep your eye out for that. But crowdfunding is basically like an investment club that you would make locally, and you guys all pool your money, and then you go buy 1, 3, 5 pieces of property, homes, or whatever, and you guys all together manage the site, right? The only difference is you're just given the money and someone else is managing what happens to it. So residential real estate. So this is, the most hands-on, depending on how much profit you want. And this is basically how people make their money in real estate traditionally. They start off with, the home that they own, and then they can, upgrade to a new home and keep their previous home and rent it out. So it's, residential real estate. People have to live somewhere. So there's, single family homes. If the home that you have with your family, and it can be, you just live in a neighborhood and you rent out the home and you find a renter, and whenever they have a problem, you go and fix it. You charge them rent depending on what's going on in the area. You can also do multifamily homes, duplex, triplexes, and quadplexes. Anything above 5 that goes into, like apartment type real estate. But you can, in an area, I've heard of people in the same neighborhood, they go and they find 2, 3, 4 homes. Eventually, over time, buy them one at a time, and then they have all their property in one area. You can do multifamily, like I said. You get a duplex. What you can do, some people do, is they get a duplex or a triplex, and they live in one unit and they rent out the other one. So basically, the other person is paying their mortgage, and you do that 2, 3 times. You have one piece of property, one payment, but you have 2, 3, 4 doors that you can get income from by buying a multifamily property. Again, the most important thing about doing this kind of real estate residential is finding the right renter for the property, right? And that means, they have a steady job, they have a history of paying on time, they have good credit, even though their credit isn't good, like to buy their own home, or they don't have money to buy their own home. You still can find a history of their payments for other things or other places that they've been. And you find, a family that's going to be in the area for a long time that has a good history, and you can have a tenant for a long time. No problem. They treat it like it's their own home. A lot of times the bad rap that residential real estate gets is the people that are renting out these properties rent them to whoever wants to live in them. And you can make money that way, but you have to be prepared for what happens to your property and how much interaction you have with the people that are in it and how they treat it, right? You want to put someone in your property that's going to treat it like their own home. And if you find something like that, then it is not as hard as everyone thinks it is, right? Yes, you have to go and do the upkeep and collect the rent, but they're not going to trash your place and then say, this is broken, right? But well, you guys did it, but you can't do that. You can't kick them out for that or whatever. You have to go fix it, right? Because it's all part of the lease, right? So residential real estate, slow and steady, over time build up your portfolio, but always find renters that will treat your properties like they treat their own. So you can also do commercial real estate, and it's a completely different type of real estate loan and qualification. When you buy like an investment property, you can qualify for a loan based on the income that you will get from the rents. They say, well, you're going to get, they know when you apply for a residential real estate loan that it's going to be a rental, and they will then give you some sort of break because they know you're going to get income from the property. Commercial real estate is all based on, it's like a business. How much money are you going to make from this business? And you get funding or loan that way. You can set up, strip malls or, small shopping centers, storage facilities. So you have the property and you're renting them out to other businesses, and you make money based on how much money are they going to make, how long are they going to be there, what kind of business do they have, right? Then they pay, you can say they pay all the utilities. You have to take care of like the outside and stuff, but you're not paying for the electricity on the building. They have to pay their own because you don't know what's going to be in there. So you can rent 1, 2, 3 places out on a commercial property like a strip mall, And there are people that all they do is they have 3 or 4 of them, and that's their investment portfolio. So if dealing with residential real estate, like families, and dealing with repairing toilets and all that stuff is not your bag, then you can do the same thing but with businesses and not people. Last, you can invest in raw land, right? So that is in an area where people want to build. Land is a commodity. There's not a lot of it. You can't make more, right? You can make more. There's lots of land, but is it close to where people work? Is it close to the freeway? Is it close to where people want to live? Is it close to other properties that people want to be next to, like large communities where there have been families for a long time? You cannot make that right off. So if you want to invest in land, like if you have your city, you want to start picking, if you know that it's growing, if you want to start buying the land on the outskirts of it, and if you can, right, small portions, little plots, then when people have to build, they have to buy the land from you, right? So then depending on how much land's around there, how big of a plot, right, you can tell them this is how much I'm going to sell it for. If you want to build your track, if you want to build your couple of homes, if you want to build your shopping center, your strip mall, right, you got to buy the land from me, right? So you won't get any return until someone wants to buy it from you, but you have it ready to go as an investment because eventually it's going to get out to that area that you bought the land in, and they got to get it from you. They can't get it from anybody else. So those are 5 ways that you can start investing in real estate. Once again, I'm going to make videos on each one to go more in depth. So if there's something that interests you, leave it in the comments and I can make that video first. I'm just going to do them in order that I said here. Please like and subscribe and share. If you have any questions about real estate, please drop them in the comments. I have a newsletter. Sign up is in the description as well. It's money and real estate and a bunch of other channels that I have that I send out a newsletter on. Every month we have a $50 gift card raffle. So sign up's in the description. My name is Andres. This is the Ventura County Real Estate Show. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys next time.